Hey everyone, thank you for joining me, Wendy Anderson, justbe.me. So, energy management is something in where I live in the UK, is something that is not a culture that we embrace. However, other cultures like in the East, India, China, they really embrace energy management. And there are lots of, and it is almost ingrained in their culture. So energy management, so if you've ever heard of anyone talking about Qi energy, so Qigong is a practice in energy management, meditation is practicing energy management, breath work is a really good way of energy management. So even 3 breaths, when I've done tests with people, just taking 3 conscious deep breaths, what I see when I've tested them with bioresonance on a Rayonix Polar 1000, which I don't have now, I use kinesiology instead. When I have tested people, literally what I witness is people dumping toxins, dumping pathogens, which are bacteria, viruses and parasites. And literally their organs start to come back into frequency balance. So even the conscious breath is energy management that we can do anywhere at any time, and all of us can do it. But we don't live in a culture where we embrace this. And the reason why I say this is because in 2020, in those times, I can't say the words, but you know what I'm saying. So I had one of the football moms asking me, Wendy, have you had the, and I said, no, it's not for me personally. I says, but, anyone that wants that, it's your body, it's your choice. But for me, I'm not choosing to do that. And she started to abuse me and attack me, but I'm sovereign, so it doesn't really matter, I can take it. And she basically called me irresponsible, stupid. And I said, well, I actually do take responsibility every single day, either up to 1 hour or to 2 hours every single day with my practices, that I know exactly what species of parasite is in my body, I know what toxins are in my body, and I do breath work. And she turned around and went, so you think you can overcome what's going on just by breathing? And it's kind of like, yes. I says, have you tried breath work? Do you know anything about breath work? And she says, no, I just think you're absolutely ridiculous and stupid. You're off your head. And she walked away. So, this is an example of a culture that, the breath work, meditation, Qigong or Qigong, whatever you want to call it, kinesiology, are all skills that literally Eastern populations have embraced, and either other populations that are very spiritually connected within themselves embrace. So, they will just switch off into nothingness and just focus on breath or prayer. And prayer is very energetically a beautiful way of lifting your frequency. So if you lift your frequency, you vibrate out of the field of pathogens, bacteria, viruses and parasites. So it's really interesting to learn how to energy manage, even yoga, because there's breathing in yoga and it's movement, so there's breath and movement, so a really powerful practice. So if you think about, emotions are also a frequency form and energy, and there's nothing wrong with emotions, we feel them. But if we feel something that is too much and we can't accept ourselves feeling it, what we'll do, we will lock it away in the box of subconsciousness, but we will hold it somewhere in the body for a later date to bring it out, to deal with it. So we haven't actually let it go. So if you've got symptoms in the body, then you may have some limiting belief systems around your emotions. You may have some stuck emotions in the body. Well, you will have some stuck emotions in the body. Fear tends to be the number one. Anger, sadness, chest with spiritualism. These are all energy. So when we talk about flow in energy, so the way energy should go is I express, I contract, I express, I contract. So the contraction is your practices, is whatever practice you choose, because your expression is unique to you and individual things resonate with certain people more than others. So there's a whole array, a menu of things that we can do to switch off the mind, switch off the body, and literally just being nothingness, just be. So what this does, it is protection. It is protecting your energy and your essence. So what we do as human beings throughout our lives is we protect our house, or we protect our cars. We put so much energy into protecting our stuff, but yet we put zero energy into protecting the most precious thing that belongs to us. And the most precious thing that belongs to us is our energy, so we can express our unique human expression. That is the legacy that we leave. If we can fill our cups with energy and love, we share that with other people in our lifetimes, and that is the legacy, is the particles of energy and love that we share with another person. So when we leave this plane, that person feels fulfilled in the heart of love, because they are regenerating their own love and they've also shared love with you, is such a fulfilling life experience. However, if you're a person that isn't doing energy management and that person leaves this plane, you feel a hole in your energy, in your heart energy. And psychogenetic heart disorder comes up when I do bioresonance, which is really interesting. It's a thing, it's a condition, and you'll feel heavy around the chest area, you'll feel heavy around the heart. It's heartbreak. So again, how many people, men ages from 45 to 55, are dying suddenly, interestingly. And how many people, how many men of that age are losing friends? So it's unresolved trauma, basically. It's grief. So one way of helping deal with the grief as well is energy management, and there's going to be lots of grief on this planet. But one way of protecting your energy, so again, kind of just doing nothing, resetting, rebalancing, doing nothing, taking the day off work, literally, spending the day in your pajamas or underpants, doing nothing, even maybe taking a box set on Netflix, which it's kind of like it's toxic entertainment in some ways as well. So check your energy levels out when you're watching some of this stuff. It's quite interesting. And what emotions come up when we're watching some of this stuff is quite interesting. As long as you can let it go, then you're fine. And letting it go, you have to be in flow state, which is movement or re-energizing. You come out, come back in. So you come in, recharge your batteries, you go out into the world and share your love. But you can't share anything. There's nothing in the pot. Nothing in the pot. The reason why we have flu is emotional management. So if you've got flu, you've got emotions stuck in the body that they're too overwhelming for you to feel, and the body will feel it for you to let it go through mucus, through, what the body needs to do to produce fluid to let go of all these pathogens and emotions. So to stop flu, to me, is counterproductive. It defies logic of the body. So you'll go away and you'll recover from flu eventually, and you'll have got rid of some of your emotions, but you still may have unresolved trauma in the body. So you can help this by feeling, and sometimes we need just the day off from the doing to just be in whatever it is that we are feeling. The emotions are so important right now. Really, really important to feel. So the one gift that we can give our children as well is how to feel and how to protect your energy. Again, in autism, really important to protect the energy, really important to give children time to recharge their batteries, because they're already running on low energy because the amounts of mercury that is in their brain, muscles and skeletal systems and everywhere in the body, because their glutathione enzyme is switched off. So again, the one way that we can switch on the glutathione enzyme is literally to signal to it to rest, to re-energize the cells. So when I test people, I'd say about 90% of people don't do any practices to regenerate the energy in their body. And so that means that about 90% of the population, their mitochondria is dysfunctioning. The mitochondria is the battery cell, is the battery power in the cell. So we plug our phone in to recharge. We plug every electrical device in to just on standby to recharge. We have got electricity running through our bodies. When do we just be to recharge? So our society we are a culture of just the doing, not the being. So this is why it's really important for the just being to come into your interactiveness. So the quota that I was given as well from my guide is 51% service to self recharge, 49% to others. So if you were to put that in terms of a day, you're spending all morning recharging and the afternoon to do the work, which is really interesting. So how many of us have got the 5 day a week, 9 to 5? You could get away with it in 3D because there were certain interactive soul contracts and it was just part of the experience in 3D. 5D you can't. And 5D, one of the ascension criteria is you've got the ability to heal the body, the Christ consciousness, so master healer. And Jesus traveled, he went to India, and he learned energy management practices. He learned healing. He learned how to balance the body, how to balance the energy. And that's what he came back and that's what he started teaching. But then once people felt energized, and also he taught about holding fear in the body, and some of, shall we say, the practices in the temples, the synagogues, religion, he saw that some of these practices were teaching fear and guilt and shame, and the people were holding this in the body. This was what was making them sick. So this was his frustration about all these societal limiting beliefs, programs, that are entrenched in certain systems, shall we say, that made him frustrated. So that's why he felt the need to recharge his own batteries. That's why he spent days, 40 days, 40 nights on his own, literally to recharge his batteries after all that healing work. So all of you healers out there, are you doing the practices to regenerate your own body? Because if you haven't got a clear body, you cannot hold energy for somebody else and take responsibility for somebody else. So you need to take responsibility for yourself first. So place your own oxygen mask on first before you place somebody else's on. So if I mentioned a Hygge Day to a friend, and my friend didn't know what a Hygge Day was. And so I'm guessing many of you don't know what a Hygge Day is. And I love a Hygge Day. It is the most precious thing that human beings can do at this time right now to get the mitochondria working, to get the cellulars functioning properly again, because this prevents against disease, autoimmune diseases, the C word that I probably can't say on here without being banned, and early death, even rejuvenation, early aging. So a Hygge Day is so important, but how many people in the UK have heard of a Hygge Day? So this is more of a Scandinavian culture that take on board Hygge Days. So Hygge Days are being at home, doing nothing, just in your pants or comfies, nothingness, just being. Or we need to promote a culture of taking time out in our morning or evening to put in some practices that we switch off our bodies and recharge. But when you think about the quota, 51% to 49%, how does our work life energy management practice work in our current scenario? Are you feeling fatigued? Have you got a chronic autoimmune disease? Do you have symptoms in the body? Then the question is, you need energy management and need to learn about energy management. If you don't know anything about energy management, then a Hygge day is a start, a really, really good start. So legislation has just actually changed around this, which I am actually loving. Now, it's to not abuse this legislation in having a Hygge day and have, say, months of Hygge days, because if you do that and you've lost the sense of purpose, you're kind of going to end up in a downward spiral anyway. So it's to not take advantage of multiple Hygge days, but just have the odd one when you need it, when you need to take charge of your energy in your body. If you are healing an illness or condition, then you need to do nothing purely to heal it, to recharge the cells in your battery that then promote well-being and healing in the rest of your body, to communicate with your organ cells and tissues, and musculoskeletal system, reproductive system, respiratory system, and everything else. You need to switch off to heal it without doubt, without question. If you can't, then you won't. Simple as that. So this is why it's really, really important to learn about it. So this is why I'm here talking about it, guiding you, holding your hand, supporting you into taking odd Hygge days. So you'll not get sacked for an odd Hygge day now, which is great because legislation. Haven't read the full details of it, but hopefully you'll still get paid for a Hygge day. I know currently you don't. I think first 3 days taking leave is unpaid. Whereas if you say it's a mental health day that I'm taking, or a Hygge day, or whatever name you want to call it, but in essence it's a switch off day from work, and you've literally had to switch off from work because it is literally destroying your health, well-being and cellular function at a physical level. Anyone with addictions, so smoking, vaping would come under this as well, then it's an addiction that you have to replenish your or to balance your cortisol levels, and to replenish your mitochondria. So your addiction is actually probably it is saving your life at the moment. So can we hold a culture for people who don't smoke, that just want to do a little bit of breath work? Can we offer even a space for them that's not outside, kind of like in vaping areas? Can we offer a Hygge space even? Can we offer a recharge space? And make it a culture that perhaps if somebody just needs a rebalance, that they can you can either do it at your desk, but it's probably better to come away and then to go back recharged. So can we offer this without abusing this culture? Because obviously if you are going to abuse this system, then it's a program that you've got programmed in here that you're probably likely to abuse yourself and another person anyway. So it's to be aware of our programmed responses around abusing systems and things that are here to help us. So it's having respect for that system as well, because obviously if you abuse something, it will be removed out of your experience. So just a heads up there. So for employees and employees, this is going to be really, really important for now and future beings. And this is what lights me up, is teaching this kind of stuff, because I've spent the last 15 years being in my dark days, where that has prompted me to learn about all these tools. And even now, this last year has been a tough year, and my practices have probably got narrowed away from the 51%, and I felt it. So this is why, oh, little Robin, so cute. Yes, I know, I am loved, as is everyone, as all as you. So sending you all out Robins as well in your vicinity. And to remind her, no matter how you are or where you are loved. So if you are feeling guilty about taking a hygge day, or if you are feeling guilty about having time off work at the moment due to mental health or physical health, you being here on this planet is so valuable, just in the energy that you hold on this planet, in your unique vibration. So you are still worthy of love, no matter how you are turning up in this day. And I call it a yin day. So when we just need to just be, rest. So again, you know, this is in Eastern cultures, the Western culture, we don't embrace this, and that's why we're all sick and dying, and aging and grumpy, and, you know, not really vibrant in our expressions. And why only 10% are wealthy. So, and the Yang Day is the day where we are energetic. We are working, we are expressing, we are putting out there, we are glowing, we are shining. But to do that, we need a Yin Day to come back, recharge, right, go out, recharge, go out, recharge, go out. So this is life flow state. So can you listen to your body, your mentality? So those of you that are suffering with sleep at the moment, again, you may need a Yin Day, which is a switch off. So sometimes we'll wake up in the middle of the night because we've stress. Your cortisol is raising. So you may be waking up worrying about something. So your cortisol has gone up. So you may have, something may have come up in your dream state that has raised your stress or cortisol level. So you may not even remember the dream, but up it's come. You've been stressed at sleep state, which you shouldn't be stressed in a sleep state, because that's when we switch off, rejuvenate. So it's exploring why we aren't sleeping properly as well. And it could be that we're highly stressed during the day. So we're taking that through to our nighttime as well. If you are not recharging during the nighttime, so you need to recharge during the day. So purpose work can recharge you as well. But you can't do your purpose work without first refilling your cup. Energy around people who are not doing the practices. So for many of us now, we will be feeling a heightened sensitivity towards others that, shall we say, are energetically empty and are not doing the practices and are not doing the work. They will be grumpy, they will be negative, they will be in a mindset that will just feel funky to you, and you will just kind of like, can't be around you. Great, protect your energy. Put your boundary up, protect your energy. Don't be around them. That's fine. Send them love from across your personal respect boundary. But you being around them will deplete your energy as well. Short term is fine. Long term, not fine. Family members with, it's not our job, it's not our contract to heal other family members. It's our contract to heal us. So it's coming back home to us, the flow state. Home, go out, home, go out. So this is why it's important to change our culture, particularly in the UK. Centenarians, we hardly have any. You know, that's why the Queen used to send a card to you, because not many cards to send out really. However, if you were to say live in Japan, oh, a little bird, Japan, or certain other areas of the world, I think Mexico, there's a few centenarians. Just look at, so centenarians are people who live over 100 years old. So just check out and in with the way they live. They have learned to protect their energy throughout their life. They are spiritual, they are tapped in, they're tuned in, they're connected, they receive love and give love, they look after their diet, so food is energy. They take time out to just be, so they will have practices in prayer or meditation. or something else, they will then go out into their community and do some purpose work. You know, there is a certain shopping list for a centenarian in their life, and the UK do not embrace this way of living whatsoever. So it's really interesting studies. So this is why I would like to share my knowledge and my wisdom of what I've learned in these last 15 years of energy management, because I literally spent 3 years in bed and 4 years in recovery from Lyme disease. So I feel you. I have compassion wherever it is that you are. So these are my thoughts and wisdom on cellular restructure, energy management to heal, to feel vibrant, to feel well. And I hope you can take something from it. So stop wasting your energy and kind of like protecting all your possessions and your stuff and everything else, because energetically I feel that narcissistic energies are going to target that stuff. So let go of it anyway. If you let go of it and you have hardly anything, there's nothing to waste your energy on protecting. So it's to use that time protecting your own energy. That is where it's well spent. So I will leave my love with you, and take time out of your day, even if you just gift yourself 10 minutes today. If you're sat in there and thinking, I'm bored now, it's kind of like, one thing that you can do is close your eyes, just focus on your breath, and give yourself as long as you need. Sometimes it could only be 3 minutes, sometimes you might need half an hour. But that's symbolic of where your body's at. If the longer time that is required and needed, then you need a lot of healing in your physical structure. But this is a 5D requirement of Ascension. And it just literally is simple. It's just gift yourself time of nothingness, just beingness. And you're probably thinking, I can't, I've got a 9 to 5 job and and everything else. Can you create time and space for that in your day? Is the new thing. Okay. So the future is going to look very different from what it is going to now. And those of you that have learned certain practices of energy management, you're going to be coming out of the darkness into the light, because it's safer for you now. You know, if you were to do this 10 years ago, you'd have been, whereas now it's safe. We are on a different timeline. It's time to come out and do your thing, and to light your light, and to express your expression. And there are more and more of these wellbeing companies and individuals that are coming out now. So for those of you that need help and support, just ask the universe for it, and one of these individuals will end up crossing your path in one way, shape or form, or an organisation that have got access to individuals that they can place you with at a unique level to what suits you as an individual personally. There are so many people that have spent years perfecting their healing crafts and their work, and respect them, because if you don't respect them, anything that is not respected, anything that is abused will be removed, and you will need them moving forward, because you can't ascend without them. This is why so many people will leave this plane. Every single person, no person is an island. Everyone will need some level of support, even those with a toolbox that already know what they're doing. Even you need to reach out at some point to another practitioner that's honed in their crafts. So reach out, everyone. The support is there. It's been placed on this planet for a reason, so don't abuse it, because you won't have access to it if you do abuse it, and there will be a point where you will need it. So I will leave my love with every single one of you. and gift yourself that time today. Really do. If you need to take a day, have a hygge day. Apparently there are 40 lorry drivers for a certain company that I've heard of that have taken a permanent hygge day. So I know there's organisations out there that need support and need help to change their wellbeing culture within them, which is a legal responsibility now. You know, the age of slavery is over, and thank goodness. And this is no judgment towards any companies or organisations that are stuck in an old cultural wellbeing system. We've all been there. I've been an employer myself, and I didn't know at the time what I know now. But if you don't know what you don't know, how can you change anything? But inform yourself, learn, and you will still be here 10 years down the line. If there is no transformation or changes, then, you know, your staff and your employees look after your clients, look after your business. If you don't have them, you don't have a business. So it is evolving from a 3D way of working to a 5D way of working. And basically these are just concepts and paradigms, but we are shifting and we are expected to shift into a different paradigm. If we don't, then we will simply leave. So it's to respect the transformation of the planet. Otherwise the planet will just literally not allow your energy to exist here anymore. It will feel very crunchy to be here. So go with the flow. Help me guide you in the new concepts, in the new ways of being that are supported for humans' energy and the planet's energy. We need to change. We really do. Because otherwise we're not going to have many men left aged between 45 and 55 really. So, you know, they need support as well at the moment, and to work out what's going on there. So they are obviously born into a certain gateway with a certain belief system, and it's tapping in, tuning in into the emptiness to get that guidance of what belief system that is, or find the support of somebody that knows what that belief system is. So take care, love you all. If you're having a hygge day, enjoy it. If you're having a permanent hygge day, wow, you are so courageous and brave. And I know that you are taking the time out to learn something new and to transform. Seek out people who are guides and teachers. If you think, I can't afford that, you can't afford not to right now. To move forward into something new, you may need a helping hand and support of your transformation. I did. I reached out to a practitioner that I learned so much from and learned a craft from. And several practitioners after her, so they taught me so much, as well as tapping and tuning in with the intuitive kind of skill sets that have come in as well. So hygge days, rest days, recharge days. If anyone is being made to feel guilty around this, then that's a narcissistic, cold, abusive energy. Needs to go. No judgment, just needs to go. Love you all. Take care.